8:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news edited by Danushka Madhavella and read by Indrani Senanayake. The headlines. A new set of health guidelines has been issued. Sri Lanka COVID-19 Technical Committee has granted approval for the use of the oral antiviral pill Molnupiravir in Sri Lanka. The report of the committee appointed to reassess the Prevention of Terrorism Act was handed over to the President. The Energy Ministry assures that there is no fuel shortage in the country. A scientific roadmap has been set up to distribute organic fertilizer to farmers. Sri Lanka's coronavirus death toll surpasses 14,000. The present school curricula and teaching methods will be modernized to suit the modern world. In foreign news, U.S. journalist Danny Fenster freed from Myanmar jail. The Director General of Health Services has issued a new set of health guidelines to the public and work-related activities effective from tomorrow. According to the new guidelines, tuition classes can resume for the GCE ordinary level and advanced level students with 50% of the usual seating capacity of classes. It also says that public gatherings, meetings and events are not permitted until further notice, until a prior approval is obtained from the proper authority. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 Technical Committee has granted approval for the use of the oral antiviral pill Molnupiravir in Sri Lanka. Merck's Molnupiravir is the first oral antiviral medication to be approved for the treatment of COVID-19. State Minister Professor Chanda Jayasumana said that in response to his letter seeking the panel's opinion of the usage of Molnupiravir for COVID-19 management in Sri Lanka, the Director General of Health Services today informed him that approval has been granted for its use in the country. He said that steps would be taken to register the drug in Sri Lanka and provide it to patients in the country in due time. Earlier this month, the UK medicines regulator had also approved Molnupiravir, the COVID-19 pill developed by Merck's and Ridgeback Therapeutics. Based on the clinical trial data, Lagrerio, the most effective when taken during the early stages of infection, and therefore it has been recommended for use as soon as possible, following a positive COVID-19 test and within 5 days of symptoms onset. The report of the committee appointed to reassess the Prevention of Terrorism Act was handed over to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa this evening. The 6-member committee was headed by Major General Kamal Gunaratne. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. We continue with local news. The Energy Ministry says that there is no fuel shortage in the country due to the temporary closure of the Sapugaskanda oil refinery. The ministry rejects the rumours spread saying that there is a possible fuel shortage in the country. The ministry says that the Sapugaskanda oil refinery provides only 17% of the petrol requirement and 29% of the diesel requirement of the country. The ministry assures that there is no fuel stocks in the country until the next shipment arrives. A scientific roadmap has been set up to distribute organic fertilizer to farmers. Secretary to the Ministry of Agriculture, Professor Udita Herath, told the SLBC that this new mechanism has been set up considering the present weather condition and the coronavirus situation as well. Several short and long-term programs have been introduced by a panel of the committee, which comprises 11 members. The new roadmap will be presented to President Gotabaya Rajapaksa tomorrow. The present school curricula and teaching method will be modernized to suit the modern world. The relevant discussions are taking place these days. The objective of the program is to make Sri Lanka the country which has the world's best education system. Instructions are being given by professors from Finland. Director General of the National Education Institute, Dr. Sunil Jayantha Navaratna, says that it is aimed to increase the GDP of the country to $12,000 through this mechanism. The SLBC pays tribute to popular singer Johanni de Silva. She was present at a live program held at the SLBC to celebrate the 32nd anniversary of the City FM service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation this evening. She was felicitated as she brought fame to the country through her singing the song Manike Mage Hite that went viral and shot her into instant fame. This program will be aired on the national television in the near future. The original singer of the song, Sathishan Ratnayake, was present at the concert. Secretary to the Ministry of Mass Media, Jagat P. Vijayveera, Chairman of the SLBC Hudson Samarasinghe, Director General of the SLBC Chandrapala Liyanage, and distinguished guests were present on the occasion. Next, we take a look at the main news story.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vedha Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya.
The death toll from the COVID-19 pandemic in Sri Lanka has surpassed 14,000 mark today. The official death toll reached 14,014 after 21 more deaths for November 14th were confirmed by the Director General of Health Services. That was the main news story. Watchlight is next.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedha Mahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
Watch Life is brought to you by
Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
The National Building Research Organisation has issued Level 2 landslide warnings for the Badulla and Ratnapura districts. The areas include Mavanella, Kayagalla, Yatiyantota, Dehiyobita, Aranayaka, Dharaniyagala, Rambukkana, Ruwanbella and Galigamua. That was Watchlight. A bulletin of world news will follow.
Select technical and vocational courses with proper guidance. Visit regional career guidance centers or visit nearest district divisional secretariat officers and meet career guidance practitioners or skills development officers. Be aware on unregistered institute which promote widely. Don't waste your valuable time and money. Visit www.tvec.gov.lk for more information. Message from Tertiary and Vocational Education Commission.
Coming up, world news.
The headlines: U.S. journalist Danny Fenster freed from Myanmar jail. UK hospital explosion declared a terror incident. New home prices in China see biggest fall since 2015. U.S. journalist Danny Fenster has been released from prison in Myanmar after he was sentenced to 11 years in jail by a military court 3 days ago. His employer, English language news site Frontier Myanmar, said he was on a flight out of Myanmar. Major General Zhao Min-tun, a spokesman of the military which took power in a coup in February, confirmed to the BBC that Fenster could leave the country. Fenster was detained in May as he was about to fly back to the US. He is one of dozens of journalists and thousands of people overall to be held since the coup. In a statement, U.S. Secretary General Antony Blinken welcomed the release of Fenster, who said he had been wrongfully detained for almost 6 months. An explosion outside the Liverpool Women's Hospital on Remembrance Sunday has been declared a terror incident by police. A taxi exploded and was engulfed in flames at a drop-off zone near the entrance, killing the passenger and injuring the driver. The cabbie, named locally as David Perry, was declared a hero by Liverpool Mayor Joanne Anderson for locking the suspect inside the vehicle. 4 men have been arrested in the city under the Terrorism Act. Head of Counter-Terrorism Policing Northwest, Russ Jackson, said the taxi passenger appeared to have made an improvised explosive device which caused the blast. China's property slump has deepened, official data showed, with new home prices seeing their biggest month-on-month decline since 2015. New construction started in January to October also fell 7.7% compared to a year earlier. The country's property market has been shaken in recent months as real estate giant Evergrande struggles to keep up interest payments on its huge debts. China has also been hit by a new wave of COVID cases and major power cuts. The 2% drop in the new home prices in October was the biggest fall seen in China since February 2015. It also marks the first decline in new home prices since March 2015. To end this bulletin of world news, the headlines again. US journalist Danny Fenster freed from Myanmar jail. UK hospital explosion declared a terror incident. New home prices in China see biggest fall since 2015. That ends this bulletin of world news. Development news follows.
Development news is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
The Hambantota International Port Group and the Board of Investment of Sri Lanka signed a cooperative Shared User Services Memorandum of Understanding in October the 26th. Under the MOU, both the BOI and HIPG will work closely together to provide joint communications to promote FDI opportunities in Hambantota that include the industrial park, conduct market research to identify suitable projects to the site at Hambantota, which includes the Port Industrial Park. That was development news. Sports news is next.
Development news was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
Moving on with sports news.
Norwich City has confirmed Dean Smith as the club's new head coach on a 2.5-year deal. The former Aston Villa boss, 50, succeeds Daniel Farke, who was sacked with the Canaries bottom of the Premier League, 5 points adrift of safety. Craig Shakespeare, who worked with Smith at Villa Park, will join him as his assistant at Carrow Road. That was sports news. Up next is business news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sampath Bank's profits soared in the 3 months to September despite higher provisions for loans and other assets. The bank reported a net interest income of 11.39 billion rupees for the July-September quarter, logging 23.2% growth from the same period last year, as interest expense fell by 18.6% to 11.44 billion rupees compared to the 2% decline in interest income to 22.82 billion rupees. That was business news. Economic news is next.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Showers will occur at times in the western, Sabaragamuwa central, northwestern and northern provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. A few showers are likely in the Ratnapura district. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places elsewhere, particularly during the afternoon or at night. Fairly heavy showers, above 75 millimeters, can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamuwa central and northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Strong winds, up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour, can be expected over the island. Economic news is next.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
Economic news. A 30-member team of leading travel agents from Nepal will arrive in Colombo to promote Sri Lankan leisure, MICE tourism and adventure and pilgrimage travel to Nepal. The delegation is sponsored by the National Tourism Board of Nepal, and the arriving delegates are all members of the Nepal Association of Tour and Travel Agents. That was economic news. To end tonight's news broadcast, the headlines again. A new set of health guidelines has been issued. Sri Lanka COVID-19 Technical Committee has granted approval for the use of the oral antipill Molnupiravir in Sri Lanka. The report of the committee appointed to reassess the Prevention of Terrorism Act was handed over to the President. The Energy Ministry assures that there is no fuel shortage in the country. A scientific roadmap has been set up to distribute organic fertilizer to farmers. Sri Lanka's coronavirus death toll surpasses 14,000. The present school curricula and teaching methods will be modernized to suit the modern world. And in foreign news, US journalist Danny Fenster freed from Myanmar jail. That ends tonight's news broadcast.